26. So as usual, how is the squad looking for the finale?
Yeah, we've already started preparation for next season. Obviously, we're not one of the lucky ones who have still got things to play for. So feel a little bit jealous about that, but there you go. Yeah, so we did a training session with one of our tests in it. They'll be doing another test today. So that's good indicators for when they come back, where they are, how fit they are. We can test them again. So yeah, and we've got one more game to play, and I want to finish as high as we possibly can with a points tally that we need to try and beat in the future. And yeah, everybody, sun's out, training on the main pitch. You know, it's sort of a nice feeling, you know, and for us to not be involved in the two that went down is a great feeling now, but we shouldn't be in that situation, so hopefully we can change that next season.
Over the kind of course of coming back into management now after a little time out, is there anything you've particularly sort of learned or had to adjust, I think, since you arrived?
It's a very good question. Anybody would have thought you were a professional journalist. Yes. Yeah, thought processes very different from not just when I played, but when I was managing, and when I started managing to when I'm managing now. The thought process, the age difference, the way the world is affecting them, you know. And rather than send them a text, which they'd probably be used to, or an email, the art of talking, the art of getting over, the art of communication, the true art of that, which is where you tell them what you really feel, very different. So will I change that much? Yeah, I've got to adapt. But the messages underneath, the standards that I want, none of that's going to change, because I think we've waned away to being soft, to making these young people think they've got everything already, and the values of these things that they do need to show to be part of a team. I'm not sure is out there, so we're going to create that here ourselves, like we've done with these people and with whoever else I bring or I manage to keep out of this lot. And none of that can be decided yet, but yeah, it's not just different to 4 years ago, it's very totally chalk and cheese to when I started. So, you know, that is the biggest thing. But I believe encouragement from someone like me is the way forward. I believe coming in as I did, telling them all the truth, and the good thing was that the truth was they were a lot better technically, much more gifted than the position they should have been in the league. So and that is part of this division as well. It's part of where you are in the football pyramid. So, you know, in other words, you can't always have 2 or 3 years of players waiting there and you having them. So, you know, if I give an example of Chelsea, they've tried to keep those young players for 8 years. Whoa, I wouldn't recommend that. But sometimes it's nice to have a core of a group, and you add to that group, and if you get success and you add your young ones to it, and then you have values that your senior players have. So, yeah, it's been very enlightening for me. Do I have to change anything? I do a little bit, or just tweak it. But, you know, having a club like this, it's all about being able to create an environment of what you think is correct, a proper way to behave, a proper way to be an ambassador for that badge, for that club, for the people who pay their ticket to go every week. And what's great about this place is I was sat with the SAS, didn't even know we had an SAS. Swindon away supporters. And, it's fantastic. So the players will get all of those things from me. I do incorporate meetings with stories that I've had and things that have hit me off the press and, you know, major narrators in life that I've listened to and I've heard, and I try and bring those wonderful bits back to them and make them understand. And all of those things will be wound up into hopefully a better me. That'll give them a better chance to be a better Swindon.
When do you go through the process of saying to players, I'd like to keep your... Sorry, I'm going to let you go. When does that happen?
That'll be done by Saturday. So that'll be today and tomorrow.
How are those conversations to handle despite all the experience you've got?
Some are good, some are dreadful. It's the worst thing you could ever do is tell someone I don't want you, but it's part of life. It's part of football life. And nobody wants to be somewhere where they're not going to play. So, the worst ever was Queen's Park Rangers Football Club. We went into administration and I probably had 12 young lads who had 5-year contracts, and I had to tell every one of them that I can only pay you this amount of money. I think it was 15%. And then you can have a free transfer, because the club will go bust if you stay on your contracts expecting us to pay that. Luckily, I did it. I talked to families through it. It was heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. So this won't be anything as bad as that. But the great thing about being a manager and a coach is that you can try and inspire people to feel good about themselves and believe in themselves. But the opposite is also there when you say that I can't use you, but there's always a reason why. And I always tell them that reason. And I might be totally wrong. And for them, I am wrong. They need to go somewhere else where their skill set is needed more than mine. So that's how I always end it. That's why I'm more than confident that I can do it. And I believe this is the latest I've ever left it, because of where I was and where the club is and the situation that we were in, the old relegation battle. So, and the previous mode of business that Swindon do. So they'll have to wait. And I know supporters wait on that, and they all have their own opinion on it. And to be perfectly honest with you, and I'm not going to be rude, but I can't take any notice of that. I've got to try and make my own mind up. And the beautiful thing here is I will have autonomy to do whatever I want with anybody who I want, who I see fit, with no interference. I can't take that in my age. Somebody telling me who's good. And the beautiful thing about it is that I don't care what my owners think about that player. I might need him. So whatever they think, surely they're paying me about my football knowledge to build a group that needs all sorts of different skill sets. So if that player looks ugly to them, I don't care. So why am I even going to ask you? You should trust me and you should do this. And I saw wonderful interview with Phil Parkinson the other day. Got to give him massive congratulations. What they've done it. Wrexham is earth-shatteringly brilliant, and he says his owners just ask him questions and do what he tells them. And he's never had it in football before. So, wow, Phil, you're a lucky man, but well done. So it's incredible. You know, I've got that opportunity.
At times the last game can offer a bit of room for sort of sentiment and selections. I mean, MK played Dean Lillington last week. It doesn't. It's sort of on the way out, and I know Grant Hall's had a rough time. So would you like to give him some minutes as a send off if possible?
I will be definitely doing that. Yeah, he is fit. He did a run yesterday. We had a good long chat a couple of months ago, where he was very depressed. Not sure I cheered him up, but I tried to. And it's a very difficult thing when you don't trust your body that much anymore, and the drive is also a thing about it. So, you know, if whatever he does in the future, I still believe he should get his badges, stick in football, play for as long as he can, Whether that's league football or non-league football, I don't know, but he deserves a send-off. I had him before at QPR, absolutely wonderful, wonderful player, beautiful footballer, in fact. Some centre-halves are horrible and ugly, but Grant was the nicer side of things and sort of a Will Wright, so to speak, you know, how well Will's played. Grant did that for me at QPR coming from Tottenham. So, you know, I hope I've helped him with his mental side of things, and I'm sure he'll be fit enough to play a lot more local than he is at the minute. When you get in a car and you drive down here, you try and stay overnight and all of those bits and pieces. When you're older and you're training, it does catch up with you. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure he could, with his experience, he could help all sorts of people in and around his local area. And Brighton's quite a long way away from here, so there we go.
Quick word on MK Dons. Are you surprised to see them where they are, given the players they've got?
Yeah, given the way that they played under Scott Lindsay up there, I've congratulated him after the game. We didn't get anywhere near stopping their patterns. We knew what their patterns were, but we couldn't deal with it. I know we scored early on, but we've proved we can score. But you know, they out-footballed us. So yes, I was very, and I am. And it proves it's not all about budget, is it? You know, what you have to do is get your identity, stick with it. And your identity don't grow if you keep changing the manager, in my opinion. And the manager has to earn that right by being honest, saying how it is, showing he can handle all sorts of ups and downs. And you come out of it at the end, but also care about the club and make sure the club's moving the right way. If you have a youth policy, are you going to use them? Are you going to trust the boys? Are you going to bring them through? Is it a real pathway? And then you can say this is what we need as a club. So, you know, my experience has given me all of those things, and I'm in a wonderful time in my life now. I'm getting all sorts of bits and pieces falling off on me. You can't see it, but I used to go out in the sun. I get skin cancer problems. My advice to anybody is please don't do it. Don't let your kids get burnt. Don't go out in there if you've got a fair skin like I have. Put 50 on it and keep covered, because I can't do anything about these bits. And I've got a huge scar on the right-hand side of my face now. And luckily they cut it out and they're sending it off to sea. And there'll probably be more bits of me in a jar somewhere than there is sat here. So it looks like I've had a fight with a bear and lost. So, you know, you can't hide that fact. Where was I? What did you ask me? I just want to get that out there.
I think we're on MK Dons bits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're now playing them and we finished above them. So if you'd have told me that we'd have been put a run together and Scott Lindsay wouldn't be there, he'd gone back to his. This is football for you. Absolutely incredible. They've got a magnificent stadium. They've got a hell of a budget, and they should be nowhere near where they are. So that's their problems, not mine. What we got to do is play a damn sight better against them than we did in the last game, having lost. I think that was my first league match, and we lost 3-1. So it was a bucket of water over your head, wasn't it? But it is what it is. Money doesn't buy it, but it doesn't half help if you can do it right. So good luck to them, but not on Saturday.
And last one, which might sound like slightly trolling, but it's kind of not meant to entirely.
Mate, don't worry. We have a good relationship. I will not hold it against you. You are doing your job. Okay. It's no problem. No!
Are you relieved that actually next year already the division looks significantly more southern? You've got, you know, with like Shrewsbury coming down, Bristol Rovers coming down, Barnet coming up, because there's been a lot of travel. Does that help, do you think?
No. Not with my alliance to Bristol Rovers that I've had, no. That's not pleasing me that they're down in any way, shape or form. Quite the opposite. As a supporter, I'm sure the Swindon fans will tell you, when I wear my badge here, do I not give you the total passion that I've always had? Well, it's Bristol Rovers, where I was brought up, where I grew up, where I was trained since I was 9 years old, kills me. But the travelling will help. You know, we haven't got so far to go. We've not been so good on the road. Maybe all of those things come into it, but, you know, it's about the clubs and the budgets that they will have, you know. And Rovers' budgets potentially will be very good towards the top of this league if they still keep that. So it's all about that, really. But, you know, what is surprising is, you know, the Morecambe manager got manager of the month after he beat us, and then he still couldn't change that around. You know, Carlisle have bought 2 teams this year. They've had God knows who managing them, and they still can, and they've gone down. So all of these people are a threat. What we've got to do is look at us and try and get things going for us, where we get people who want to play, who always keep trying, who will never give in, and then we'll have a chance of bringing back good times. It's not about who we're playing, it's about us. So I'm more concerned with moulding us into what I think we should become. And the more I meet our fans, the more I see our fans, the more I have in common with them. And the beautiful thing for me is we have no dirty baggage. No dirty laundry that I've got to go and wash and make sure, you know. I've never been here before. This is all brand new, right? And I can't tell you how exhilaratingly exciting it is, you know. Whatever the size of this or that, whoever I'm left with, whoever comes in for any of mine, whatever, all I will do is tell my fans the truth. I will never use that as excuses. I will try and make every one of our players enjoy the fact that they're coming in, realise how lucky they are to be here and what a privilege it is to play for this club, and play in a way that I would pay to watch myself. I think our players have started to do that. I'm more than happy with us expanding and growing this identity and making sure that all the young ones coming through the club, our under 9s, have just welcomed them to our academy. And in reality, by the time they're 10, 11, 12, I hope I got a new 3-year deal. That might see them into the, I got to earn that right. So this is what I'm trying to set up here. And this area should have a Premier League outfit somewhere. And if you look at Leeds United's performance against Bristol City the other day, and I was genuinely wanting Bristol City to win. I was. I want them to get in the playoff. I understand what they've done, how they're building, how long it's taken. They've had to keep selling their players. Hopefully, they'll be able to get there one day. But the level was where Leeds were. That's the facts. And Leeds, with all their thousands of supporters, they have the added bonus of the parachute payments. So of Burnley. Look at the difference. 30 points off of the people in the playoffs. So this is where we are. This is what it's about. And this area deserves the young boys and the young girls who dream about being a player, who, if they watched Lamine Yamal last night, oh my goodness me. Is that not the best young man you've ever seen in your life? Well, wow. That's inspired me to try and make my lads believe that they can be him. You know? So I hope I haven't lost the thread of all of this, but it's a massive challenge. And I can't wait to get all of these bits and pieces, whatever happens, and whichever way it goes, that's life. And we just come out a strong unit. And that's what each football club is. We all get energy that moves in and moves out, and we have to try and be part of the good energy and try and get good times here, because I'm sure it'll come back very quickly for us.
Thank you very much.
I got lost there. But never mind. Hopefully it rounded up and turned into something that you might be able to use.
Well, definitely something.
So a bear waff.
Obviously, it's not the same match as you mentioned, but I think MK Dons was your first league game in charge. So do you feel like the comparison point there would be quite useful for you heading into the summer?
I don't really know if it will be, because I'm going to tell all my lads the truth by tomorrow, by Saturday. I might have to use some of them who might not be here, do you get what I mean? So I think they deserve to know that right now. We've had good meetings, very good meetings. Christ, I sounded like I sound like Donald Trump there. No, this is all decision time now. So we, you know, and then the truth is, whoever I'm keeping, I'm totally and utterly convinced that they were part of what we've done, and whoever I might be letting go is because I believe there might be someone slightly better out there who might be able to get for slightly less than they're getting to help us get forward. But that's my choice. And they've had to try and show me over the last few months that they can get promoted here, because what's our target? Promotion, right? Absolutely. That's what we need to be aiming for. And that don't mean we're going to win every game. It don't mean that. It means you might be awful the first part of the year and be brilliant the second part of the year and get there anyway, like Doncaster did last year, and congratulations to them getting there this year, although they didn't make it last year. So, you know, life's about ups and downs, but you need to know where you're going, and I think they need to know that now. That's what I want to do. I'm not sure it'll be but I think we'll be able to win the ball back off of them a damn sight better than we did up there, because we didn't seem to be able to do it. So if we've improved in any way, I know we'll perform better against them. Whether the score will be different, I don't know. All I will say, we will rat around them, get that ball back a lot better than we did up there, because that was rubbish. Awful. But hopefully we won't be like that on Saturday.
Spoken about wanting to see the course, or at least a couple of conversations, presumably going to be nice ones.
I don't know if they're nice, because I could say to someone, I want to keep you, I need to talk to your agent. We might not be able to do a deal. His agent might already be setting him up with someone who they think is better than us, who can pay more money than us. And I got no problem with that. I only want people who want to play for me. And if they don't know who I am now, and they choose to go somewhere else for a bit more money, are they the right people for me? Absolutely not. Right? This is about me selling them the dream of how you're going to feel this time next year when we're promoted. We're going to the first division. How are you going to feel when we're aiming to go from that division to the next one? You know? And then we'll be getting into territory where we should be thinking, how we should be doing. You know? That's the mentality that I'm looking for, and that's the reality that I want, that I'm not going to put up with unless we do that. And that's pressure on myself. But you have to have standards. You have to have standards, and you have to have people who want to be the best they can be. Not happy with that and, oh, you should have picked me, and, oh, no, actually, when I tell you why you're not playing, why you're only coming off the bench, which is a huge role in this day and age with 5 subs, starters and finishers, and that might change depending on the games. I need the balance of people who can run with it, people who can edit, people who can tackle, people who are aggressive, people who aren't, people who can run brilliantly, people who can organise other people to run less. I need all of these brilliant things, but every one of them has to care. And what I'm really proud of this lot, they have shown us that they can care. Again, the other night in the do, absolutely, they all wanted to watch Arsenal. Of course they did. Some of them are Arsenal supporters. Can't believe it. Do they live near Arsenal? Are they anywhere near Arsenal? And we had to do with all our fans, and every one of them still sat there and talked to them, and, you know, so politeness, about being in the right place, doing the right thing, and caring. And the more dues we have like that, the better the club will be. Absolutely incredible. Swear to you. This woman who's knitting, I've never seen things look so good. Johnny Williams, she's knitted Johnny Williams. He looks more like Johnny Williams than Johnny Williams does. She showed me a photo of Johnny holding Johnny that she knitted, and I went, which one's the real one? Do you get what I mean? It's incredible. And the dedication that they show. Absolutely amazing. And why did we have 9 awards? And why did every one of them who won an award make a speech again? Because 2 of them won 3, and I didn't want to hear them do another speech. And I couldn't see them because the balloons were in the way. Well, come on. we got one or two bits to sort out, but that's life, innit? And I'm thoroughly enjoying some of the presents I've got from our fans is incredible, absolutely incredible. And I just get this place. It's just wonderful, and nothing will stop me trying to give every single thing, every piece of me, even this bit on the chair that the bloke's just taken off my face. I'd give that just to give us a better future. You know, that's how I feel. Am I in the right place? I hope so. It is the right place for me, I know that. And if you are one of these ones who don't, the majority like you, if you're not in the majority, why don't you just come and watch a game? That's all I'm asking. And see if you like what the team's doing now.
Two players hopefully will be part of that future, both Holloway and Joel McGregor. Has there been any progress with either of them? I think Vic managed to snook at Joel with a question about it the other night.
Yeah, I'm due to be meeting with them to sit down and say, right, where are we? You know, what you also got is representatives that get in the way sometimes, and I'm not saying they do, but things can be really flattering when you're a young person, and but all I want is people who want to just come in, work here, know that whatever I tell them is as good as what anybody would be telling them. Do you know what I mean? And if I tell someone who's in a much better, bigger position than I am in football that you can do this, they might want you anyway. So why do you need to worry about where you're going? You should be pleasing me, showing me every day that you're going to do it, and I'll help you get that move when it's right for you, if they come in. So what are you worried about? Most of them get bought. The youth setup is a total failure, in my opinion, because it's run by the big clubs, for the big clubs, to rob us. That's what it's done. You get unfair payments for people who should be worth a goddamn what, because they write the rules. And do they really care about them at the end of the day? Nah, no they don't. So sometimes you're better off in a much smaller ship, on the water, on the sea, getting bashed around left, right, centre. You're learning your trade, you're doing this, and then you go on your own steam one day to a bigger, better club. Not everybody's Lamine Yamal who goes straight in and plays 100 games for Barcelona, one of the best clubs in the world, at 17. But if you're good enough, you should be getting in there. And I believe they're good enough to start with, right? But where are we in the league?
13.
Yeah. Is that really good enough? Right? Is that really good enough? So what I'm saying is Lamine Yamal is in the first team, right? Did you see his performance first half yesterday? Me and my wife, she put her beading down. She went, oh my God. I said, love, you just got to watch this. This kid is just something else. And do you know what is so brilliant about it? He's only 17, but the game is in him. He knows when to run with it. He knows when to pass it. He knows that, hang on, bang, that'll come back. He's telling senior pros to do stuff. It's unreal. It's beautiful. And have they got ability? Yes, they have. Do they want to learn? Yes, they do. Are they good lads? Yes, they are. And would I like to have them? Yes, I would. Am I in control of that? No, I'm not. They're both mine anyway. This is what our fans got to understand. If I do absolutely nothing now, they're both mine next year anyway. What I'm trying to do is what's fair and what's right. Right? Which is give them a slightly better deal to talk about where we're going in the future. Here we go. And say, this proves you're going to be in my first team. Here we go. That's a bit fair. I could leave them on what they're on right now and they'll have to play for me. Is that who I want to be? No. Right? So to our fans, both of them are signed for us next year. One of them is already on a contract that I don't think is fair, Joel. And Botan is, I can pick up his third year, which we've already done. I don't think that's fair to where I think his ability is. So I am trying to give him something that's in that. Do you know what I mean? So, because other people can now take us to a tribunal, but that don't guarantee that they're going to be able to pay whatever they say it is. So, do I want that? No. But that's the fact. So, am I in control of that? No. Really? And you could argue, oh, I should have sorted all of this out, but I'm talking to the family, we're talking to the boy, and really it's only about the boy and me. And I hope that he's seen how I will treat him, how I will talk to him, how I will encourage him, no matter what I'm expecting him to do, where he fits into my team, where he fits into this club, how the fans would be with him if he signs for us, and how good I think that would do his career to do that instead of, you know. But life, this is all about life, and it's wonderful. I don't want our fans to be worried about it. It's not about that. And I am sharing everything about this with you. Other managers don't do it. And for me to do this, then anything that you do right about this has to be right in the headline as well, young man. And if you don't do the headline, please make sure the people who do that understand the joy that I'm having explaining this to people, because they don't understand. Otherwise, I'll have to just go, yep, no, yeah. I don't want to do that. Right? And I'm not telling you anything that is not true. This is all real. And this is how I deal with people. So you know where you stand with me. Your paper will know where it stands with me. Right? And if I use a word of like disappointed or slightly disappointed, it shouldn't be the main thing when I've explained why. And that was about me, not the club and not anyone else. That was about me when I saw how much I might have had and where are we going. Oh my goodness me, of course I want everything. There's some wonderful players out there who are out of contract now. Wonderful people who I might be able to add. Oh, damn. You know what I mean? Have you ever walked past the showroom of cars? Because I'm mad on cars. You see a beautiful car, it's a car you've always wanted, and you can't bloody have it. Well, that's life. You got to keep working towards it. And do you know what? When you do get it, it probably ain't no bloody good anyway. Excuse my French. But this is life, and I don't ever want to change. I see interview after interview after interview with people, and rubbish. To me, it's rubbish. I want you to understand the joy of this. And when I look at these young men now, most of my lads who did really well for me are retired. Charlie Adam, you know, Stephen Craney, DJ Campbell. They've all gone and done different things, you know. And I got to realise I'm going to have to teach a next generation here, or, you know, Paul Furlong. I know his boy, right? And now his boy's got a boy. So if I can last and maybe get his boy, that's 3 generations of the Furlong. 3 furlongs. I've got 3 furlongs. I might have 4 more to go. But wow, it's an honour. It's a joy. And I've learned so much along those times. And I don't want our fans, I don't get it. It's not, oh my God, oh crap, oh yeah. It's not that. No. We're going to be, here we go. Come on, Swindon. Come on. He's one of our own. How many more of our own are we going to have? I believe we could have loads in the future. I think that's massive towards that. It really is, towards our future. You know? There's nothing like it. And for us to get like a worldwide group of people here building and growing, multicultural, it's my dream it's about being a good person. No matter where you're from. I only like good people. I don't care where they're from, what colour they are. None of it bothers me. It really don't. It's all about how you care about each other. So that's what I want to build. And I come to exactly the right place, in my opinion. Right? Totally and utterly the right place. Even the ones who wear a certain colour hat, they got every rights to do that. Whatever you feel, I feel for you. What I'm trying to do is get you a team that wins. because that's all I can change. It's all I can change. I won't stand against you in any other way. It's nothing to do with that. You're totally right to think, and you have that right. What I want to do is give you a team you're proud of. Right? Because I know you're proud of the club, and I know you care about the club. I just want to give you a team that is worthy of your love. That's all. Who will never let you down, and when they do let you down because they didn't manage to win, they fought as you would. And that's my promise. I will do that as far as I can in hindsight, without the benefit of hindsight. As much as I can, I will try and do that for you. It is my duty for the rest of my life to give you that privilege of seeing every one of your players with not a mean amount of skill and all of this, and they're all caring so strongly about your group that nobody blames everybody else, and we just keep going and we keep fighting for that badge. That's all I want. And if we can come together, a bit like Bradford City are these days, and I know their tickets and all of that, they do it on all, but wow, what their manager said about their group and their crowd the other day has helped him. Look at Doncaster and, you know, Port Vale, and it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before we're celebrating together like that. So let's just keep going. And when we have a bad day like Colchester or Morecambe twice, or Carlisle when we played them here, or whatever, I'll try and say the right thing to the group, and I'll try and make sure I make some changes, but it'll all start with encouragement first, because I totally believe in that. People without being encouraged can't do what people should be able to do, with the love and caring and encouragement behind you that you deserve and you need in this profession to shine. I want our players to shine and believe they can, on and off the field. And I believe they're starting to. I believe they're starting to, and I want to continue with that.